Hi friends, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Amy and we are going to do a really simple but fun tutorial today. I really love decorating cupcakes, and one of the most common and popular designs to do on a cupcake is the rosette. And so I'm going to show you not only how to pipe a basic rosette, I'm going to show you that if you change up the piping tips, or even add different amounts of pressure, that you can change up the look of your rosettes on your cupcakes. So I've chosen 4 different piping tips, and we'll talk about those in just a minute. But first I've got my buttercream here, and I will link my basic buttercream recipe down below. And then I have my vanilla cupcakes. That recipe is also linked in the description box down below. So you're going to need some buttercream, some food coloring, piping tips of your choice, some piping bags, and some scissors. All right, so here we go. All right, the first thing you need to do is decide on a color. Today I'm just using one color, and I am using, I like AmeriColor, I also like Wilton, but I am using Super Red. And I'm not doing a lot because I don't want a bright red. I just want a very light kind of rose color. So we're just gonna put 1 drop in there. And I'm just going to stir my buttercream. Make sure when you stir that you are lifting up the buttercream off the bottom. All right, I've got the color that I wanted, this light, pretty kind of, it's not a pink, it's like a corally rose red color. Okay, but again, you can go with any color that you like. Now, I'm going to start with this piping tip. It's the Ateco 846 piping tip. And you can see right here, it has 6 points, and they're slightly curved. So this is called a closed star. We're gonna start with that one first. Now I'm just gonna get my piping bag, and I'm going to cut the tip off. And we're going to place this piping tip down in, and you just wanna make sure that all of those little spaces in between are exposed, because that's where the frosting is going to come out. Now I'm just going to turn the bag over my hand, and I'm going to get some of my buttercream and scoop it in, and I just will press it down to the bottom. Then I'm going to unfold, kind of shake the buttercream down. I'm going to gather it, twist, and squeeze it down to the bottom. All right, now, to pipe the rosette, you're going to want to hold your piping bag vertical in the center of the cupcake, and we're just going to apply a little pressure, and I'm going to start swirling outwards to the edge of the cupcake. And when I get to the end, I'm going to let go and just kind of pull gently. And there you see, we have those pretty ruffles right there. Again, this is the Ateco 846 or closed. Now you can just leave it as is, or if you want to put some extra sprinkles, you can definitely add some sprinkles just to dress it up a little bit. Okay, let's move on to the next piping tip. Okay, this is the Wilton 1M. If you've watched my videos before, you know that I love this piping tip. I use it a lot. It also has 6 points, but it's more open. The little points don't curve in, maybe just a tiny bit, but they go straight up. So this is called an open star. So I'm just gonna get my piping bag once again. We're gonna cut off a little bit of the end. Open the bag up, drop the piping tip in, squeeze so it's nice and secure. fold that piping bag over my hand and kind of make an opening. And then we're gonna get my buttercream again and spoon some of this into the bag, pushing it down after each scoop. Okay. And I'm gonna unfold, kind of give it a shake, squeeze it down, twist, and then squeeze it down to the bottom, just like this. Okay, again, you're holding your bag vertical, right in the center, and we're just gonna start piping around until you get to the edge of the cupcake. When you get to the end, just let go of pressure and pull away. And see, this is a little bit more flat rosette. The ruffles are just, this is a nice tall rosette. This gives a flatter rosette. So that's kind of the difference in those two piping tips. But let me show you with that same Wilton 1M, if I apply more pressure and do a slower rosette, it's going to give it a different look. I'll show you exactly what that looks like. So I'm gonna let that buttercream come out. And gently pull away. So you can see it's a completely different look. This is the 1M, this is also the 1M, but just by applying a little bit more pressure and moving more slowly on this one, it gives it a different look. Now, if this edge bothers you, just get your finger and gently press it in. You can also get a toothpick, or you can just get a little, I like to get some sprinkles and I'll kind of decorate it right there on the corner. Again, not necessary, but dresses it up a little bit. All right, the next tip we are going to try is the Wilton 6B. Now you can see this has a lot more points going around. This is the open star tip. It's called the Wilton 6B, and it's going to give a completely different look to your rosette. All right, so we're gonna repeat this process. I'm gonna just show you how to adjust your piping bag if you don't cut the right size hole. So I purposefully cut it too small. I'm gonna drop my tip in, and you can see how the piping tip is not above the bag. So all I do is just squeeze back the piping tip a little bit and just cut a little bit more. There we go. You can always cut more, so start smaller than you think. But once it's too big, you have to get a different piping bag. You can cut it a little bit more. There we go, it's nice and snug in there. I'm gonna fold it over, create an opening. We'll get my buttercream. And I'm just gonna spoon and press it down. Give it a shake, twist, and press it down to the bottom. All right, let's see what look. I'm gonna move these out of the way a little bit. Let's see what this piping tip does. Again, hold it vertical right in the center. Start applying pressure and circling outward. Going to the edge of the cupcake, and when you get to the end, just pull gently. I love this one. It's one of my favorites. I love doing some rainbow buttercream. And again, if you don't like this little edge here, just get your finger and gently press it down, or cover it with some sprinkles. All right, the last piping tip I'm gonna show you is much smaller. It's the Wilton 32 tip. And just for comparison, here's the Wilton 1M tip, and you can see the size difference. So obviously I'm going for smaller rosettes this time. So this again has lots of different points. It's an open star, the Wilton 32. So with my piping bag, I'm gonna cut a much smaller hole. This is a smaller piping tip. Drop it down in. Give it a squeeze so it's nice and secure. fold it over. A scoop of buttercream. Press it down in. Unfold. Twist and squeeze it down to the end. Now, for this cupcake, I'm not going to do one giant rosette. I'm going to do 4 or 5 smaller rosettes. I think I'm gonna actually do 5 for this one. So I'm gonna start over here on the edge, but not all the way to the edge. You wanna leave a little bit of room. I'm gonna start right here and I'm gonna pipe and finish. Turn my cupcake a little bit. Same thing. I'm just gonna pipe, circle it around, and pull it away. And just repeat that going around. I think I'm gonna go for, I think I'm gonna do 5. And if they overlap, I think that gives it an even better dimensional look. I like that. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and right in the center there, give one last rosette. And let's get a little sprinkle. Place it right there. Let's sprinkle this one up a little bit. So there's that completely different look, but still making the rosettes. You could do slightly bigger ones and just do 3. There's just so many ways. It's so versatile, the rosette. You can create so many different looks. I hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial. Now you've seen all the different ways that you can pipe the basic rosette just using a little bit different techniques and some different piping tips. So just get your piping tips, piping bag, and some cupcakes and play around and see what different designs you can come up with. And I would love to know which one of these is your favorite in the comments below. If you would like to see more decorating techniques like this, just make sure you subscribe to my channel and we will see you in the next video. Bye!